ninjas, how are you doing? It's a girl, Owamie, aka Miss Fearful, bring back for entertainment. If it's the first time joining me, almost definitely welcome. Please do make sure that you're subscribed and obviously hit the bell. I absolutely love you. Now, my ninjas, on the 16th of August, we are having our 4th masterclass. I am so excited. I just got the venue booked today, honey. Okay, so everything is confirmed and I'm super excited about it. So if you want to start a YouTube channel, you want to monetize, you want to make money, you want to know how to do all this chain, the podcasting and everything, I am your girl. And also remember, guys, we've got Mpande Studios. So if you have it all figured out already and you just want a studio, our quality is insane. Okay, but anyway, ninjas, let's go ahead and talk about this change. Now, this is something that I felt I really had to talk about, because please tell me why the Zim government is saying that they ain't going to cover for their own people. Okay, so this is what's actually happening. Zimbabwean government won't fund medical care for citizens in South Africa, says minister. Okay, Zimbabwe's justice minister Ziyambi, I don't know, was it a typo, but Zimbabwe has made it clear that the government will not assist citizens seeking medical treatment in South Africa. Speaking during a recent parliamentary session, Zimbabwe said the state's limited resources must be used to support healthcare within Zimbabwe first. Those who went to South Africa did not go there for handouts, Zimbabwe stated, responding to concerns about diaspora Zimbabweans struggling to access treatment across the border. He added that government support for citizens abroad would only be considered if there were excess funds after addressing local needs. The minister's remarks came amid growing tension, with foreign nationals being blocked from accessing healthcare services by several organizations and community members. Okay, now at this point, that's when you can actually see how much South Africa has been the banana republic for the longest time. Now, the statement that is made here is clearly stating that they do have resources, but their resources are limited. So even if they were to help the Zimbabweans in South Africa, it would be after they have helped the Zimbabweans in Zimbabwe, and then whatever is left, that is what they can use to help the Zimbabweans in South Africa, which means Zimbabwe is putting Zimbabweans in Zimbabwe first. And anybody sitting out there and calling it xenophobia, like how they call it xenophobic in South Africa. Somebody say amen. Because we have been the banana republic for the longest time. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. We really have. Now, how could the government of Zimbabwe help its people in South Africa? It could help in terms of, okay, they could come to a deal where they're like, listen, all Zimbabweans that are going to come and get medication and get treatment, the Zimbabwean government is going to pay. So let's say Zimbabwean goes to a public hospital and they get an operation that costs 70,000 rands, right? The Zimbabwean government will have to pay the South African government 70,000 rands. How does that help? It means that there'll be more resources, right? The government will be able, in South Africa, will now be able to add on more medication. They'll be able to employ more people, which means that it will less burden the health system that we have here in South Africa, right? The public health system. But Zimbabwe is saying that we are not doing that. Zimbabweans are not in South Africa for handouts, which means they understand that when you cross that border, you better have your medical insurance. And ain't nobody calling it xenophobia. And I think this really honestly should be one of those things that we actually see, and we also demand that in our country, that put South Africans first. Put South Africans first, because every single country puts their own people first. Zimbabwean government won't even put Zimbabweans first that are in South Africa. They will put Zimbabweans in Zimbabwe first. And they're a good government. They're doing what is right. That's exactly how they're supposed to do it. But the difference is that when it's South Africa, then it's called xenophobic. Then it's called different names, this and that, which absolutely 1000% unfair and Nduyisile. It's not about the free pills. There's no such a thing as free pills. If the pills were free, then Zimbabwe would be getting those free pills and people should be going there and fetching their free pills at home. And again, I think I need to make it very clear, because I've seen this whole thing where they're like, oh, you know, foreigners are being denied healthcare. That's a lie. That is a lie. That is a lie. Foreigners or illegal foreigners are being denied free health care. Go to a private hospital, pay for your bills. It's okay. Like, no one is stopping you in any private practice. But I think that because for so many years the South African government has not been doing anything about this, there's now a sense of entitlement that is a huge issue. I've now started to see pictures of people and they're claiming, oh, this person was denied healthcare and they died. This person was denied free healthcare and they died. And it's a sad situation, you know, it really is a sad situation. But unfortunately, there's not really much that can honestly be done. If your own government won't even step up to the table, how do you now demand it from a government that is not even yours? As Africa, how do we resolve this issue? Because it's unfair. It really honestly is unfair. As South Africa, how do we resolve this issue? Because it's a huge problem. I think it's high time that as Africans, we all hold our governments accountable. We hold them accountable. As South Africans, we hold the South African government accountable. As Zimbabweans, you hold your Zimbabwean government accountable. As Nigerians, same. As Tanzanians, same. Everybody should hold their own governments accountable. But I feel like it doesn't happen. Everybody wants to hold the South African government accountable for things that even the South African government is unable to provide to South Africans. You know, I saw this stats where they were actually saying that there were 5,600 posts, I think, but just a little over 5,000 posts that have been out for one to become a police officer. And they're saying that over 1 million applications were sent. And in those 1 million, 300,000, or like that 1 million, because I think it was like 1,040,something thousand people. And in those, they said that like 300,000 applicants are people qualified, like people with like, I think, degrees. Like these are people that are coming from higher, institution. So, sorry, this person was actually asking to say, if we as South Africans who are living in a country where unemployment is so high, we are like in terms of stats, because South Africa is a little bit more advanced than the rest of Africa, right? In terms of like, we are able to get stats that are close to accurate, and it shows that we like have one of the highest unemployment rate in the world. Then how is it that people from other countries are flocking to South Africa? Like, what do you expect to get in South Africa? Because South Africa has no jobs. Like South African South, they don't have jobs. And that question really made me think about a lot of stuff. I was like, it is quite alarming. Like you would ask yourself such questions, opportunities. Sure, opportunities are there. We do see that, we do have foreigners that do come in, start their own businesses, and they do their own thing on the side. They're not really even taking anyone's job or anything like that. But it's also like that thing of you are leaving your country to come hustle here. Meanwhile, it's the same hustling that maybe you could be hustling still in your country. I don't know. I really honestly don't know. And I really can't speak too much on that because clearly I'm a South African in South Africa. But I think when it comes to like the things that foreigners would expect from the South African government, they should not be as much, because I saw that it seems like their Operation Dudula is also starting to say that next year when children are going to school, they are going to make sure that all children that are from illegal immigrants are not gonna get access to free education. And they are also saying that even those that are foreigners, even if your parents are legally here, before you get the space, it means all South African children should be admitted. Then it will be children from foreigners, even though they are legally documented. And I know that this will come up as, xenophobia again. But if you look at what they're saying now, that this is what they want to do, it's the exact same thing that the Zimbabwean government said, that they are going to prioritize their people in their country first before they can prioritize their people in a different country. So it really honestly, like, it's just one of those things that we really don't know where the sense of entitlement really comes from, because again, no one is being denied to say go take your children to private schools. No one is being denied to say take you and your families to private hospitals and private clinics and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, I guess we'll just see how this all goes. But I thought it was something that was quite interesting that we had to talk about, that the government of Zimbabwe itself is saying that no Zimbabwean is in South Africa for handouts, which means the Zimbabweans in this country should be able to afford and have their own medical insurance so that they can take care of themselves fully and not be a burden to the South African government when it comes to anything, But anyway, go ahead and comment down below what you guys think of this whole situation, because I did find it quite interesting. From Owamie, I love you guys. Stay blessed. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next upload. Bye, ninjas.